Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. All of this, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where Asian people are finally realizing what black people have been facing, what they've been complaining about, and now they're all out, talking about how this pan-color people is actually a cultural appropriators. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
Distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with.
Oh, that's what you're worried about, Simu? I mean, don't worry about that. Because we here at Baba, because B-O-B-B-A is Baba, we've gone ahead and taken all that pesky ethnic stuff out of it.
It's not an ethnical product anymore.
See, you don't have to worry about that anymore. We don't talk about that it's from Taiwan. We don't talk about its history. We don't talk about the people who make it. Nothing. You would never know that it's from Taiwan. We've made sure of it. And it wasn't even necessarily like these two people that pissed me off the most. Like, believe me, I think they're total fucking assholes. But they're just trying to make a buck, and they made that very obvious. They had no regard for the actual product itself. He just saw the success that Boba was having, so he just felt the need to come out with something. But the thing that really pissed me off was how dismissive everybody else on that panel was. Simu spent so much of his time explaining the problems that he had with this product.
What respect is being paid to this very Asian drink that has blown up around the world? And is it in your teas? Is it in your product development? Who is on your staff? Who's on your cap tape? No, but then there's also an issue of cultural appropriation. There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which is an issue with. I am studying your can, and I am looking for anything that tells me where boba came from. And where boba came from is Taiwan. I started this venture company for a lot of reasons, but really primarily to uplift minority entrepreneurs. And not only do I feel like this is not happening here, but that I would be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage. I want to be a part of bringing boba to the masses, but not like this. So for that reason, I'm out.
And honestly, I think Simu did a great job. I mean, I don't know what more he could have done, especially considering the context of like where he was, what the show was. And I don't think he held back at all what he felt. Obviously, he's on a show, so he's not going to be like, you fucking thieving fucks. Like he obviously can't do that, but he tried. I really believe he tried. So the people that really pissed me off were the panel of the other judges who all just basically sat there and ignored everything he had to say, except for one judge. There's one judge that really fucking pissed me off.
I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's very
there
near.
can be new takes on things.
Sure,
Nothing,
but I'm looking at
not everything
I'm looking
has to
at
be
these two
traditional.
guys.
Like, of all the people on the panel saying that shit, it's you, Manjeet. Like, where's the solidarity? Like, not only are you completely dismissing everything that he said, you were one of the people that made a fucking offer. Like, from that other white lady, I totally expect it. Obviously, she doesn't give a fuck. But you should care. Ugh, there's probably gonna be a part 3. I find this all so fucking aggravating.
My favorite damn thing about these bubble tea appropriators is they're like, oh, you no longer have to worry about these mysterious contents. What is in the boba that no one knows. Boba is the least mysterious product ever. Every menu item at a bubble tea shop is fucking 2 paragraphs long. It's like limited edition Gudetama collaboration, golden honey, black tea with brown sugar, milk with tapioca pearls, with 15 grams of sugar and 15 cubes of ice. And that's just like without the additionals. What the fuck is in a Mountain Dew Code Red? Like,
is anyone else shocked but not surprised by all this Dragon's Den boba nonsense? As a Chinese person, I am so sad to tell you that we have seen this shit so many times before. In 2018, there was a restaurant called Lucky Lee's that opened in Manhattan, with the owners claiming that they're offering a new, cleaner, and healthier version of Chinese food. And the owners are white, of course. You can't find a lot of this stuff online anymore because, shock horror, this restaurant went out of business 8 months later. At the time, a lot of the marketing copy for this restaurant talked about how typical American Chinese food would make you feel bloated and achy the next day, whereas their version of Chinese food is clean and healthy. And in 2021, 3 white women in Dallas founded a brand called the Mahjong Line to bring the ancient game of Mahjong to, quote, the stylish masses. And on the company website, there were 0 mentions of how Mahjong is a game that originated from Asia with hundreds of years of history. There's also brands like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, which constantly repackage wisdom from Eastern and Chinese medicine without paying attribution to the tradition. I can make an entire separate video just ranting about that, so let me know if you want to see it. But back to the topic of boba. I actually have a TikTok series trying every single boba tea place in London. And what I'm always pleasantly surprised by is how many different people from, different backgrounds really enjoy bubble tea. And it's not something that most people would consider weird or, of dubious origins. You can follow me if you want to see more from that series. So while I'm not surprised by these Dragon's Den contestants, Western caucasity in thinking that they can improve on something that is already wildly successful in Asia, I am surprised that no one else other than Simu Liu has called them out on the comments about how bubble tea is kind of, sketchy. You never know what ingredients are in it. There is a really clear line between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation that I would expect any business owners aiming for $1 million investment to understand. And I would expect even more from the host of a show like this.
And you're never quite sure.
First and foremost, if you haven't seen the clip of Simu Liu on the Dragon's Den talking about this company trying to, in essence, gentrify bubble tea, please go watch that and then come back here. Because this is what we mean when we say you need to have someone in the room who knows what they're talking about when you're talking about things that are from another culture or from another ethnicity, nationality. You need to have the people of that ethnicity, nationality in the room. Because what you mean? Oh, y'all don't really know what bubble tea is. Huh? Oh, popping boba has never been here. Red mango with like a fucking word, bitch. And the crazy thing is there are people who do this shit with fucking everything. Avocado toast is $18 in some places. When in actuality, avocado toast is a poor dish. Bitch, you get some fucking pan sobao and some avocado. That was breakfast. We now sell it for damn near $30 in some places. Last year, I made a video about salchipapas. Salchipapas, again, it's hot dogs and french fries. It's what you make when there's like 2 things in the fucking fridge, but the babies are hungry. In some places, it's an $18 dish. Why? Why are we gentrifying these poor dishes? Like, this is crazy. And then you have the judges trying to talk to him like he's crazy. And he's like, no, this has been around. Like, what makes you different from other things? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Shout out to him for standing his ground. I don't agree with that man often, but he's in the right this time. He's right. He's absolutely correct. So first and foremost, if you...
What is the new take though? Tell me why our girl Manjeet here is just like, oh my god, you're being dramatic, Simu. Like what? Why is this a big deal? Every time Simu tried to make a very clear point about cultural appropriation and profiting off of someone else's heritage, Manjeet would accuse Simu of being a downer and basically stand in solidarity with the white people claiming that they've made a non-ethnic version of boba. I don't think Simu's the downer. I think these white people making money off of Asian culture are downers. And Manjeet being a complicit Asian woman is even more of a downer. I've been seeing so much of this rebranding of like Asian food, Asian clothes, whatever these days. Not only do we have white people claiming to have invented popping boba, we have big brands claiming that they're selling 2-piece sets when they're just selling a glorified lehenga. I find it really disappointing to see someone who's literally Asian, Manjeet, to see her investing in a company that's very obviously profiting off of a minority culture, and to see her be so dismissive of Simu every time she makes a very reasonable point, in my opinion. People will ditch their communities for a check very quickly. Anyways, don't buy boba from Costco, guys. Why is it even called boba? I'm sorry. If you want prepackaged boba, you can literally get it at Ranch 99 for way cheaper too, I bet.
Hello Dragons, we'd like to introduce you to our original drink, Boba. We're already making millions of dollars off of it, and we'd love to have you invest. Well, you didn't. It's not really your original idea, right? Because boba is actually a very ethnically Asian thing, kind of important that you pay homage to Taiwan for making it, right? Thank you, Chink. Well, if you would look at our product, you can see that we added an extra B into it. So it's not boba anymore, it's actually boba. And instead of making the original boba flavor, we actually made it popping boba, and so now it's completely different and therefore no longer an ethnic product. Just because you add a B and make it popping boba doesn't all of a sudden make it not an ethnic drink, which has already been done, by the way, which leads me to ask, where do you source your boba from? Oh, so our recipe was actually made in Taiwan, and all our manufacturing is done there too. Yeah, I'm starting to see my fellow Dragon's point here. I don't think you guys are being too culturally respective. Did we forget to mention that you're going to make a lot of money? Step aside, Ching. I'll give you $1 million for 20%. Why, white people, why? And one Indian, which is confusing me.
So I don't know if y'all have seen the whole Simu controversy, but basically the controversy should be around the company appropriating a distinctive Asian product and not Simu standing up for cultural appropriation. One of the things I hate about business is that when you are so for profit and all about the numbers that you become void of everything else and it becomes unethical and you just completely lose your moral compass. I also hate in that video how many people of color were in the room that invalidated him and did not be on his side. They basically tried to make it seem like he was overreacting when he was justifiably questioning the ethical practice behind this brand. Just because there are positive numbers in an industry does not mean that it is your industry. It's so crazy to watch people take something made by a person of color, and since it's originated from people of color, a minority group, you think that you have the capability to make it better. And I also found it very interesting that one of the people offered to help with branding because she said that's what you actually need. And that was code for taking what Simu said, acknowledging it, but not really tackling the cultural appropriation. Just saying to avoid backlash, you need someone Asian to be the face of the brand, and I can help you with that. I just thought that was very interesting that you heard what he said and that's how you processed it. That's what you decided to say and contribute, you know? And it's so hard being a business owner and being in this ecosystem of other entrepreneurs and having a moral compass and trying to be ethical in things, because people will paint it as you're not willing to go the extra mile and you don't want it hard enough, which the whole thing is, yes, I want it, but I don't want it at this expense.
Translation basically then said is, okay, bubble tea is now very popular in the United States, so I have to capitalize and make money from it. I'm not interested with bubble tea. I'm not interested with Asian culture or Asian food or Asian drink with the story behind it. But I need to get my share of money. Some people are just so delusional. First of all, then claim that then invent popping boba. I don't know about you, but I live in America since 2011, and there were popping boba in the frozen yogurt store since 2011. You are not invent anything. Second, I'm so tired of people who try to make other people's culture better. Like what then did to make the bubble tea better? Then find a manufacturer in Taiwan using their recipe to produce this product, and they just want to sell it to make money. It's not even your recipe. You did nothing. How can they have the nerve and audacity to say, oh, we make it better, and then claim that nobody knows how to make boba? I don't know about you, but I know how to make boba. I'm just so lazy, so I never make boba from scratch. But as Asian, and their mother and their sister, almost everyone know what's in boba. And lastly, the attitude from other people besides Simu Liu is just so sad. It made me angry. Like they think it's a joke, they don't care. It's just pure disrespect. It kind of remind me gua sha product a while ago. When gua sha first became viral on TikTok and Western country, a lot of company and people come up with gua sha product without knowing what is gua sha. I remember when I first post video about traditional gua sha, a lot of people shock and tell me I'm a liar. But a lot of people just think, okay, gua sha is a new business idea. We're gonna catch it and make money from it and capitalize it. And then don't even bother to learn anything from it. I remember a while ago, I stitched a girl's video. She's a black girl, and she really wants to have long hair. So she traveled all the way to a rural village, a Yao village in China, and she spent some time to there learning the culture, learning the Yao women, learning their rice water recipe. And later on, she brought the recipe back to the United States and tried to replicate it. But because there are some ingredient like special Chinese herb that only exists in China and cannot even pass through the US custom, so she had to alter the recipe a little bit. But you know what? She's respect. She went to learn history. She went to learn the story behind it. She gave credit. And I have no problem at all for her as a black woman selling Chinese young woman's rice water recipe. It's all about respect. To understand the story, the culture behind the product, that's the most important thing. But for a lot of people, it's just money to them. And they're so proud they can make everything better because they know nothing.
As someone who worked at a boba place in high school, I could probably tell you every single ingredient in every single boba drink. That being said, let's read the ingredients for this Quebecois beverage. Water, sugars, fructose watermelon concentrate, oligo fructose, natural artificial flavors, lemon juice concentrate, starch, acetate, matcha powder, calcium lactate, calcium chloride, citric acid, malic acid, sodium alginate, potassium sorbate, xanthan gum, sodium benzoate, sodium metaphosphate, sodium erythrorbate, allura red, sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. I really am not the one to be defending Simu Liu, especially if he drafted this statement, but he was correct, at least on TV. You cannot take le component ethnical out of boba. Bon, et alors, vous? Vraiment? Vous me faites chier.
Like, seriously, lovelies, I just like the fact that this is happening, because oftentimes, anytime I post some, stitches about cultural appropriation and how these, pink color people tend to, especially cultural appropriate, braid, it's not as if, black people are having problems, with other people or other, using or having braids on their hair, but it's just that it's the acknowledgement and the way at which these people just do it so proportionally without trying to okay, this is where it's from. They just want to make everything to be theirs. I could vividly remember during Nara Smith, is it Nara Smith? If I am not getting her name well, please just leave it in the comment section. So I remembered a controversy that happened with Nara Smith where she had this braid, so she decided to make this braid, and funny enough, I think she was actually an Asian lady, or I think she's Miss Asian or something, decided to come out and talk about this Nara's hair. So she was like, oh my god, there's a new hairstyle in town, and funny enough, it was actually invented by this lady, and she went ahead to call it Nara's hair or something, Nara's hair or something. And people were like, girl, this is actually box braid, and everybody knows that this is box braid. And the way at which she was leaving commentaries, she was like, now this is the new braid, it was invented. But this is actually a box braid, that has an historical background with, black culture, black people, but they don't want it to look that way. They don't want it to, they even went ahead to talk about Vikings hair, black people never, oh my goodness. And the thing is that when this Nara thing was going, some Asian people were like, and people were absolutely telling or trying to correct them that there is nothing like Nara's braid. There is nothing like that. This is actually a box braid that has a historical background with, black culture, but they don't want to accept that fact. They don't want to accept any form of criticism. They just want to own anything. The only small thing that people that looks like me want to hold dear to our hearts, they still want to own it. They want to colonize it. And this also reminds me of Eniko, and with a said pan-colored woman that decided to actually colonize her music. And the thing is that she wrote a different version of the said song. I actually staged that controversy on this platform. She wrote a different version of the said song by Eniko, please correct me, but the rhythm, the tunes, everything is just Eniko's. She just colonized this woman's song. And the worst part of it is that she was, all her she went ahead to actually tell all of her audience to stop listening that of Eniko's and listen to hers, because Eniko's own is very demonic, that she finds a dark spiritual whatsoever behind that song, that her own is of Christian, her own, like, it's not that you actually colonize this woman's song, you also went ahead to cancel the song, and she like, people should keep on listening to hers because hers is of a Christian made, Christian lyrics, like, seriously. And the thing is that she was all out granting interviews and giving the reasons why she have to, like, that she never colonized it, that hers is the original, that she used, like, God ministered to her, like, seriously. And she even called herself a musical person. When I saw this video and the controversy with this babu, the cultural thing, and the way at which Asian people were all out, oh my god, cultural appropriation, I was just smiling. All I was done is that this is the same thing black people have been trying to fight, I've been trying to say, I've been trying. But the thing is, when black people are saying this, a lot of people tend to, like, you people complain a lot. What is there? It's nothing. You people complain a lot. You people are so, oh my god, and you guys just want to be oppressed so much. And now this boo-boo or booba controversy have actually taken to the whole of internet. A lot of both black people that looks like me, Asian people, complaining of, oh my god, this is cultural appropriation. So this is actually a TV program, the Lion's Den or something, and they were supposed to make something, which they made this boo-boo of a thing. Their set of group of people were supposed to make this, and they made it using the recipe and the traditional whatsoever from Asian culture to make it, but they now make it a bubble one, like, so as to remove the Asian culture was supposed to be included in it. And in the ingredient and the description and all of that, there is nothing like that. They just made it as if they are the ones that invented it. Like, this is just like, okay, this culture is actually known for this, but you decided to actually take something from this culture, and add something in order to remove the real owners of the product. Now you are claiming it to be your own invention, but it is not yours. It is actually someone else's creation or someone else's cultural work, but you just have to add or make it bubble or just add a little thing that will just, put out the real originals. And now you, like, seriously, lovelies. The first time I saw this video, I wanted to stitch it, but I just decided that, okay, let me just put it up here, because this is exactly what people that looks like me are facing. But when they complain, it's as if they are complaining too much and being too dramatic. Like, even the way at which some of the judges and the people that produced it were like, so what is the fuse about this? Like, what is it? They were like looking at this man as if he don't know what he's talking about, but they know exactly what he's talking about. They just want to get credit for everything. They just want to be the ones that invent everything. There are so many things that has been invented by people that looks like it, but they don't want those people that invented it to get the credit. They want to be the ones to get all of the credit. But when people that looks like me complains, you guys are complaining to me. I just like the fact that everybody is going to face it. They say when anything that meets the mouth, the nose will eventually meet the eyes. So let it not be as if, oh, these people are coming. Are you the only ones cultural? I like the way at which they also come up, appropriating other cultures, so that it won't be as if it is only people that looks like me that complains a lot. Anyway, lovelies, why not just, leave me your own thought in the comment section. I came across it, I found it super interesting. I decided to put it up here for us to know what is really going on. Leave me your own thought in the comment section. If you've not done that, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more content, and I will see you lovelies when I upload I've watched up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. I'll see you lovelies when I upload the next one.